Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, and welcome to the minor semi-trial, where today we start off in Malie City with the Malie Draconids hosting the Hearthome Haunts. Now the Haunts are going to start out with Chandelure and Dragapult, whereas the Malie Draconids are going to be starting out with Appleton and Drodigan. Now whoever wins this match will progress to the preliminary trial, and whoever loses will be crowned the Elite Four member number 3. So let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win today. Will it be the Malie Draconids, or will it be the Hearthome Haunts? Now, Dragapult is the quickest Pokemon in all of the Elite Challenge League, so obviously it's going to move first, and it goes with a Wish. See if that Wish comes true in the next few turns. Chandelure, though, is going to follow it up, and it's going to go with a Skull Bash. So Chandelure's going to tuck its head, boost its defenses. We'll see that Skull Bash connect in the next turn. Drodigan, though, going to make its first move of the matchup. It goes with a high jump kick, which isn't going to affect Dragapult, which means Drodigan's going to keep going and crash and lose half its health. Very poor start for Drodigan. Appleton's going to go for the triple kick, which also doesn't affect Dragapult. Now, remember, between Games 1 and Games 2, we will be heading over to the Maracopia Islands for a tour of the Maracopia Reef, sponsored by Pokemon Snap. And then, after that, between Games 2 and 3, we will be going over to the Kalos League to watch the Greninja Gambit, but before that, Drodigan has already been eliminated by Chandelure. What a hit! Chandelure has taken down Drodigan. This is a fantastic start for the Hearthome Haunts, who didn't actually give up a match last week against the Fortree Flyers. Now, Scale Shot coming from Appleton. It's going to be a multi-hit move. Hits Chandelure 3 times. It's going to lower Appleton's defense, but boost its speed, which Appleton kind of needs because it is a very slow Pokemon. And it's going to be joined by its partner Pokemon Flapple. So Flapple and Appleton coming out onto the field, see what they can do as a partnership. But yes, we will be going to the Kalos League for the Greninja Gambit between Games 2 and 3, and that'll be provided by Smash. Charge Boom's not going to do much damage to Flapple. Chandelure is going to follow it up with an Icicle Spear. It'll have much better luck with this. This will be super effective. Hits Flapple once. It's another multi-hit move. Hits Flapple twice. It's got it 3 times. If it gets it this 4th one and it doesn't, Flapple is holding on. Wow, I cannot believe Flapple is hanging on by a thread. It's going to go with an Incinerate, so it's going to burn up the Leopard Berries of both Dragapult and Chandelure. The Malie Draconids unfortunately could not win over the Cinnabar Flare last week, as we get an Accelerock coming from Appleton. That'll take Chandelure down into the yellow. That's a super effective move. Now, as always, this is a 6-on-6 Metronome battle, and if we hit that 20-minute timer, we will go into single battle overtime. We do need victors here today, as Dragapult goes for a Searing Shot. This is going to hit everybody on the field, which means it's going to finish Flapple off. So Flapple has been eliminated, and Appleton's left with a burn. Appleton must be hurting after seeing its teammates get eliminated so quickly. Chandelure can focus in on Appleton here and goes with a Dragon Claw. This will be super effective. That'll take Appleton down into the yellow with a massive hit. Appleton looking to respond. It's going to go with a Topsy-Turvy, targeting Chandelure there. So it's going to switch its attack and defense stats. Oh, I apologize. It's just going to reverse all of its stat changes. Already, the Malie Draconids sending out their 4th Pokemon, and it's now Tyrantrum, the Rock Dragon type, coming out for the Draconids. Now again, whoever wins this match will move on further into the championship trials. Whoever loses, Elite Four member number 3 is what they will become. The Fortree Flyers, apologies, Elite Four member number 2. As we know, the Fortree Flyers are Elite Four members number 1. They have been eliminated from the championship trials. As we get a Volt Switch coming from Chandelure. Goes for Tyrantrum there. It's going to go back to the bench after hitting that not very effective move. But that could be a good play by Chandelure, as it's vulnerable to Tyrantrum's rock typing. Now coming out for the Hearthome Haunts is Dusknoir. And these two sides did meet earlier in the season, and it was actually a very good matchup. It was very early in the season. It was round 3, and the Hearthome Haunts were unsuccessful in that matchup, with the Malie Draconids winning 6-5. And it was in Hearthome City too, so the Malie Draconids know they can beat the Haunts in Hearthome City. which means they can only boost their confidence thinking they can do it here in Malie City. That Shore Up is going to restore Appleton's health massively as it continues to take damage from that burn. Now Dragapult goes with the Seed Bomb. Dragapult could have actually been drafted to the Malie Draconids, but was the #1 draft pick for the Hearthome Haunts instead. The Seed Bomb connecting with Tyrantrum, taking it down into yellow, but Tyrantrum's going to respond with a Shadow Bone. Going for Dusknoir here, taking Dusknoir down into the yellow. That's a super effective move. Now Appleton's going to go for the Scary Face. Does lower Dusknoir's speed there. You have to think they would have preferred the lower Dragapult, although Dragapult probably still would have been the quickest on the field. As Dusknoir goes for the guard split, targeting Tyrantrum. And Appleton continuing to suffer from that burn. 2 eliminations from the Malie Draconids. Hearthome Haunts still at full strength. This Dragapult now going with the Smart Strike. This move will not miss, and it's going to go for Tyrantrum. And it finishes it off, so Tyrantrum has been eliminated with that super effective move. This is a fantastic start for the Hearthome Haunts. Coming to Ula Ula Island and so far dominating the Malie Draconids. That Stomp from Appleton doesn't affect the Ghost types. They are immune to fighting and normal type attacks. And now we get a Magical Leaf coming from Dusknoir. This won't be very effective on Appleton, the part Grass type. It was a critical hit, however, and Appleton's going to suffer more from that burn. It's now Dracovish coming out for the Malie Draconids. See if it can help get a first elimination for the Dragon types. They do not want to go out of the championship trials in straight sets. We get a Disarming Voice now coming from Dragapult. This is going to hit both Dragon type Pokemon. Super effective there. Dracovish now going to go for its first move of the matchup. It goes to the Lock On. It does target Dusknoir with that. See if it can go for a one-hit KO move in the next turn. That would be amazing to see. As now Appleton goes with the Spit Up, but it does fail. And Dusknoir now goes with the Flame Charge. And it goes for Appleton, taking it down into the red. It's also going to boost Dusknoir's speed in the process, as Appleton suffers again from that burn, but it's still holding on in this matchup. Dragapult so far is still with so much of its health left. It's almost at full strength. As Dragapult now goes with the Defend Order, it's going to boost its defenses. It could be a very good play by Dragapult, as it is more of an offensive Pokemon. If it boosts its defenses, it might be able to take more of a hit. As Dracovish goes with the Worry Seed, this is going to change Dusknoir's ability to Insomnia instead of Pressure. So Dusknoir will not be able to go to sleep. We will not be seeing that Pokemon use Rest. Appleton goes with the Jewel Chop. And it targets Dusknoir. It's going to hit it once. It's got it twice. Takes Dusknoir down into the red. As Dusknoir now still the slowest Pokemon on the field, so Appleton is still quicker than it with its speed boost. And Dusknoir goes for the Body Slam. It goes for Dracovish. A huge critical hit there. It takes Dracovish down into the yellow, and Appleton looks like it'll survive one more turn. But this should be Appleton's last turn in the matchup. Encore now from Dragapult will fail. This will open the door for Dracovish to capitalise. It's going to go with a Terrain Pulse, but it doesn't affect Dragapult. There's no terrain to capitalise on. Appleton goes with the Thrash, but that also doesn't affect Dragapult. That immunity has been a huge asset to the Hearthome Haunts throughout this season. As Dusknoir now goes with the Absorb, targeting Dracovish there. Dusknoir's going to restore some of its own health. And it does get itself back up into the yellow. And there's Appleton suffering from that burn for the last time, as it is now eliminated. There's only 2 Pokemon remaining for the Malie Draconids. And it is Altaria who comes out as their last Pokemon. But the Hearthome Haunts are dominating this first matchup in the Alola region. This is unbelievable. This is not how the Malie Draconids wanted to start here today or have their championship trials continue. Dragapult's going to go with a Spark. Welcomes Altaria to the field. with that attack, leaving Altaria paralyzed. So Altaria might not even be able to move. Dracovish though goes with the Water Pulse. Going for Dragapult with that attack. It's not very effective, however. Altaria now going to go for its first move of the matchup. It's moving very slow, but it does shake off its paralysis. But unfortunately goes for the Slam, which again, the Ghost types are immune to. Dusknoir going to go with the Water Gun. Going for Dracovish there, doing very minimal damage. But unbelievable start to this matchup for the Hearthome Hornets. Malie and Draconids must be shaking their heads at their performance so far as we get a gunk shot coming from Dragapult. Going for Altaria, and Altaria is eliminated. This is horrible for the Draconids. They have one Pokemon left. You have to think they are not winning this matchup. They may as well give up game 1 at this stage. This will be terrible for them going into game 2, as that Psyshock is going to hit Dusknoir. And Dusknoir is eliminated, so it will not be a clean sweep in game 1. We know that Chandelure will be coming back out onto the field. Chandelure and Dragapult, who both started off this matchup just over 10 minutes ago. Dracovish is barely hanging on here. Dragapult going to go with the Hydro Pump. And this won't be very effective, so it won't get the job done, but it does take Dracovish down into the red. Makes it an easy target for Chandelure to finish it off, and Chandelure goes with the Leech Life. This could get it done. And game 1 is over. Dracovish is eliminated, and the Hearthome Haunts will go into Hearthome City with a game advantage over the Malie Draconids. This is massive. The Hearthome Haunts are looking to run the gauntlet all the way to the Grand Trial. But before game 2, we will send it over to the Maricopa Islands. And welcome to the stunning Maricopa Reef. You can see Finneon, you can even see the Sharpedos jumping in the distance, but don't worry, in the Neo 1, we are safe. I hope. The Sharpedos are a little bit intimidating, especially because they have the water around them, and we're in the water, and it's fine. It'll be fine. It's always fine. But look at the beautiful scenery. Just look past the Sharpedo. Don't worry about that. We're fine. We're totally fine. See the lovely Finneon. Beautiful reefs, though. So much colour. All those beautiful cloudy skies. And there's another Sharpedo, but that's fine, and we can see the Mantine in the background. Mantine jumping out of the water, looking stunning. And there's that other Sharpedo. It's cool. It's fine. Don't worry, we are safe. We are safe. We are safe. Oh my god, I hope we are safe. We're good. We're fine. It's fine. It's just frightening us. It's those water dark type Pokemon can be a little bit intimidating at stages. As we see this other Sharpedo swimming off in the distance, but we get a beautiful Whirlpool. I must maintain my composure. They can be quite terrifying. Lovely Whirlpools though. The way that they spin. It's always safe for us to go past them. And thankfully the Sharpedo look like they've cleared away, so again, they can't penetrate the Nero one. This isn't Deep Blue Sea. There's those Mantine beautifully jumping out of the water. It's spectacular to see such a visual. Wingull's just watching our movements. That Whirlpool actually shoots us off into quite a speed, but look at what comes out of the water. That is amazing. Massive Wailord, and whoa, a bit of water spray, but it's okay. Just a drastically large Pokemon, as you can see, covering up our entire film. Having to look past it, but we'll make our way around that. We'll see the Wingulls and the Polypus, and again we send another Marchamp. This time doing it squats. Working those glutes, working those quads. Marchamp, very hard fitness Pokemon. As Wailord continues to splash us with its tail. You can see the Mantine exercising in the water. It must be taking lessons from Marchamp, or maybe the other way around. A beautiful warm sun coming down. Marchamp always happy to exercise, trying to get us to join. We won't today, maybe another day though. And there goes tremendous Mantine. These reefs, though, beautifully maintained by the Pokemon. You can see the Toxapex over there, clearly watching the Corsola. Pelipper moving about. Looks like there's actually something in their mouths. Hard to make out from here, though. And well, what's happening here? Toxapex is chasing Corsola. Hopefully Corsola's okay. Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh wow. Okay, we'll move on from there to these Corsola. They look happy. Wow, that was something. Corsola moving about rather funny. It's always amazing to see them on land. We can still see Wailord in the distance, but we'll send it back to Hearthome City now for Game 2 in the minor semi-trials. Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, and welcome to Game 2 of the minor semi-trials, where the Hearthome Haunts are still yet to give up the game in all their championship trial matchups, as the Malie Draconids are going to start out huge with Draconite, their pseudo-legendary, and Haxorus, whereas Aegislash in its shield form and Drifloon are going to start out for the Hearthome Haunts. Now the Malie Draconids need to win this matchup to stay in championship trial contention, so let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win today. Will it be the Malie Draconids or will it be the Hearthome Haunts? Haxorus starts out with an Ancient Power onto Aegislash, which is not very effective, and it's going to do even less damage whilst Aegislash is in its shield form. But we get a Fire Spin now coming from Drifloon, going for Dragonite, so Dragonite's going to suffer from that Fire Spin in between turns. It's a very good play to target the pseudo legendary like that. We get a Charge Beam now coming from Dragonite. In response, it targets Drifloon with that super effective move. A very good hit on the Ghost Flying type. And Aegislash will perform its stance change and go into its blade form here. It's going to go with an Electro Ball. If it goes for Dragonite, it'll be super effective, but instead goes for Haxorus. Doesn't do as much damage, but Dragonite is inflicted by that Fire Spin. Now, both of these sides over this season have had one win over each other, both in the opposition's home field. So we'll see if the Hearthome Haunts can redeem their loss from earlier in the season. Malie Draconids, again, they want that victory. Drifloon goes with the Spirit Shackle, targeting Dragonite yet again. Very good hit, taking Dragonite down into the yellow. Dragonite looking to respond. It's going to go with the Dragon Darts. It's going to hit both Aegislash and Drifloon. Takes Drifloon down into the yellow. Very strong hit. And a good hit onto Aegislash, even though it wasn't very effective. Aegislash looking to respond. It's going to go with a String Shot. Going to lower the speed stats of both Dragonite and Haxorus here. But Dragonite's actually avoided the attack. However, it still takes damage from that Fire Spin. It's chipping away at Dragonite in the early stages of this matchup. Dragonite going with the Mud Slap, but doesn't affect Drifloon. Being a flying type, it's immune to ground types as well as its immunity to normal and fighting type attacks. Drifloon goes with the Shadow Bone on Haxorus. A very good hit. Takes Haxorus down into the yellow. Now Aegislash is going for the Growl. It's not going to capitalize on its attack stats. Instead, it's going to lower the attack of both Dragonite and Haxorus, however. Haxorus has that amazing 147 attack stat. It is huge. Haxorus going with the Grass Pledge, targeting Drifloon here. Takes it down into the red, but doesn't finish it off with that not very effective move. Dragonite still suffering from that burn. It is chipping away at the pseudo legendary. Now Drifloon could actually finish off either Haxorus or Dragonite with a strong attack here, and it goes for the Psycho Cut. Targeting Dragonite, takes it down into the red, but Dragonite is still holding on. Dragonite's going to go with the Circle Throw, but that doesn't affect Aegislash, which will open the opportunity for the Steel Ghost type, and it's going to go with the Giga Impact. And it'll finish Dragonite off with that massive Giga Impact. Dragonite has been eliminated from this matchup. The pseudo legendary is the first one taken down. Haxorus is going to go with the Hydro Pump. Looks like it's going to go for Aegislash here. Aegislash is also eliminated. A very good response there by Haxorus. It is now one Pokemon down from both sides as the Malie Draconids send out Drampa. And Gourgeist comes out for the Hearthome Haunts. Now Drampa has that normal typing to go along with its Dragon typing, so it's immune to Ghost type attacks. So the Hearthome Haunts won't get any stab boosts from Ghost type moves. Drifloom's going to go for a Curse though. So it's going to take its own health. I believe it's actually going to eliminate itself by doing that. And it does, so Drifloom has sacrificed itself in this matchup to put a Curse on the Malie Draconids. But first, Gourgeist is going to go for a Poison Fang before we find out who's going to suffer from the Curse. And Drampa's already been poisoned in this matchup. Those status conditions are afflicting the Malie Draconids. As we get a skill swap coming from Haxorus, it's going to have to target Gourgeist with that. Haxorus' Rivalry is going to switch with Gourgeist Insomnia, so now Haxorus won't be able to go to sleep. Malie Draconids having that early lead could be very big for them here though. That Fairy Lock being performed by Drampa. The Hearthome Haunts already sending out their fourth Pokemon, but first, Drampa suffers from the poison, which means that Curse is going to afflict Haxorus. Haxorus almost being taken down into the red by that Curse, but I do not see Haxorus lasting in the next turn. Decidueye now coming out for the Hearthome Haunts. But that could be a very good sacrificial play by Drifloom. We won't know until later on in this matchup. But first, Decidueye sets up for its first move of the matchup. It's going to go with a Night Slash. Going for Haxorus here, and Haxorus is eliminated. So just like that, we are back to a level playing field, and Gourgeist can focus in on Drampa. And instead, Gourgeist, instead of focusing on Drampa, sets up with a No Retreat. It's going to boost all of its stats here. I love seeing the No Retreat performed here in the Elite Challenge League. This will give Drampa an opportunity though, as it sets up for its move. It goes for Smog, targeting Decidueye with that attack. And it leaves Decidueye poisoned. So another Pokemon on the field. We have two Pokemon suffering from poison in between turns, both Decidueye and Drampa. The Malie Draconid is about to send out their fourth Pokemon. And it's Goodra. The Malie Draconids are the pseudo-legendaries, so they're using both their pseudo-legendaries in this matchup because they know how important and how much is riding on this clash. Gourgeist now goes with the Acid Armor. Gourgeist does boost its defense. Now Goodra sets up for its first move of the matchup. And it goes with the Vacuum Wave, which doesn't affect Decidueye. This will give the Grass Alolan starter an opportunity as it goes for a Slam. Targeting Drampa, taking Drampa down into the yellow, but Drampa's got that Berserk ability, so it's going to boost its special attack. Drampa needs to capitalize. If it can go for a Fire type move, it'll be super effective on either Grass type, but instead it goes for a Dragon Tail. Get that stab boost. Decidueye is taken down into the yellow, and it's sent back to the bench, and coming out in its place is Cursor. Drampa continuing to suffer from that poison. It takes it down into the red, so you have to think Drampa will not last through this next turn. First, Gourgeist goes for the Haze. Gourgeist with that boosted speed stat is currently the quickest Pokemon on the field, as it eliminates all stat changes, potentially even its own, which is actually a pretty poor play by Gourgeist. But that Mega Punch from Goodra is not going to hit anybody, as it won't hurt the Ghost types. Drampa sets up a String Shot to lower the speed of the Hearthome Haunts. This could give that speed advantage back to the Malie Draconids, which they need to try and get those eliminations. That Swallow from Cursor is going to fail, and there's that Poisoning. And takes out Drampa. So Drampa has been eliminated. There is now only 3 Pokemon remaining for the Malie Draconids. There's 4 still left on the side of the Hearthome Haunts. Outcoming for the Malie Draconids now is Appleton. Gudra goes back to being the fastest Pokemon on the field. Goes with the Happy Hour. Let's hope it can have its Happy Hour and win this matchup. That is what the Malie Draconids need. Appleton now moving faster than the Hearthome Haunts. It's going to go with a Water Gun onto Gorgeist. Gorgeist taking its first damage, actually, of the matchup. That's not very effective, however. Gorgeist is going to respond with an Earth Power. And it targets Gudra with that attack. Gudra also taking its first damage of the matchup. Cursor goes for the Waterfall. Targeting Appleton now. It's not very effective on the Grass Dragon type. Now again, remember, whoever loses this match will be crowned the Elite Four member number 2. And the winner will go on to the preliminary trial to battle to get into the Grand Trial or become Elite Four member number 3. Now, Elite Four members are set up through the top 5 of the Elite Challenge League Championship Trials. Firefang now coming from Appleton. If it goes for Gorgeist, it'll be super effective, but instead it goes for Cursor. Decent hit, but Cursor has that Perish Body, which means Cursor and Appleton will both be eliminated in the next 3 turns, if they're not eliminated first. Gorgeist now goes for a quick attack onto Gudra. Decent hit there by Gorgeist. Cursor goes for the Leech Seed. I hope this isn't a Cursor that relates back to that Maracopia Reef, especially after those Toxapex. It's a terrifying thought. Now Gudra goes for the flip turn. So it's going to go for Cursor here. A huge hit. That Perish Body won't affect Gudra though, because it's going to go back to the bench. So Gudra doesn't have to worry about that Perish Body. As we have Dracovish now coming out for the Malie Draconids. Appleton sets up with a double edge, but it doesn't affect Gorgeist. Gorgeist is looking to respond. Goes to the Flail. Targeting at Appleton. Appleton not taking a great deal of damage, but more than what it did earlier. As we get a Floral Healing from Cursor, but Dracovish already is at full strength. And the perish count for Appleton and Cursor falls to 2. Now Cursor is hanging on by a thread as it is. It is an easy target for the Malie Draconids. Water Pledge now coming from Dracovish. And it will finish Cursor off with that attack. Cursor has been eliminated. It is now a 3 versus 3 battle. Appleton can focus in on Gorgeist here though, and it's going to go for a Weather Ball, which won't affect Gorgeist. There's no weather conditions to capitalize on. Gorgeist goes with a Doom Desire. We will see this move hit in a number of turns. Who it's chosen for that destiny, we do not know. As Appleton, its perish count falls to 1, and Decidueye comes back out onto the field, and it's going to continue to suffer from that poisoning it received earlier. Dracovish going with the Spatial Rend. And it goes straight for Decidueye. Massive hit, and Decidueye is eliminated by that critical hit. Fantastic by Dracovish. That is what the Malie Draconids need to do. They've just taken the lead in this last half of the matchup. And Appleton again can focus in on Gorgeist, but it goes for the Magic Room instead. Now what? Everyone's held items will lose their effect. But before that, Gorgeist is going to set up and go with a Play Rough. This will be super effective on the Dragon types. Going for Dracovish here. Taking it straight down into the yellow. Very good hit by Gorgeist. It's also going to lower Dracovish's attack stat. And Appleton, that's right, its perish count has just fallen to 0. So it is a 2 versus 2 battle. Both sides down to their last 2 Pokemon. Hearthome Haunts sending out Gengar, the Ghost Poison type. The original Ghost Pokemon, as some dub it. And Gudra coming out for the Malie Draconids. Gengar now going with a Fly, so it's going to fly up high into the sky. Ironically, as I said, some call it the original Ghost Pokemon, and yet there have been talks of being traded to the Verbank Venom for next season. Gudra setting up for a Skull Bash. Now we know that that's not going to hit the Hearthome Haunts. They are going to be immune to it, so it will boost Gudra's defense, but outside of that, that is an unfortunate waste of a move. Super Fang coming from Dracovish won't affect Gorgeist either. Hearthome Haunts capitalizing on their immunities here. And 2-turn moves. Gorgai sets up for a Solar Blade. It's going to absorb the light on this turn. Before that, Dracovish is going to take the Doom Desire. However, it's not very effective, so Dracovish is standing strong. Now Gengar's going to come down from that fly. And that will finish. No, it does not. Dracovish has held on. That Skull Dash from Goodra will fail. As we get an entrainment coming from Dracovish. Dracovish is hanging on here by a thread. It should not be going for entrainment. It needs to go for offensive moves. Gengar's Cursed Body is going to become water absorbed now. As Gourgeist is going to use that Solar Blade. And Goodra's Sap Zipper is going to absorb it and boost Goodra's attack stat. Everybody avoiding each other's moves. I cannot believe Dracovish is still hanging on here. Gengar first though. Goes with the Disarming Voice. This is going to hit both Goodra and Dracovish. It'll finish Dracovish off and take Goodra down into the yellow with that super effective move. Even gets the critical hit on Goodra just for added measure, but Dracovish is eliminated. Goodra all by itself at the moment. Goodra needs to show why it's a pseudo-legendary, and it's going to go with a substitute, so it's going to cut its own health, but this is actually a really good play, because now the Hearthome Haunts need to get rid of that substitute before they can get rid of Goodra. Wish coming from Gourgeist, so that shooting star go across the sky. Goodra needs to capitalize on that. It's got a substitute there. Get these quick eliminations. Gengar has the speed. Goes with a Thunder. And it's going to bring the Thunder and Lightning down onto the substitute. Even though the substitute took the damage, it's not very effective. So that substitute's still standing there. Goodra sets up for its turn. And Goodra is going to go for a Brave Bird. It's going to get the recoil damage. It needs to hold on. Going for Gengar. It's a one-hit wonder, so Gengar is eliminated. That is fantastic by Goodra. But it gets the recoil damage and Goodra is eliminated. The Malie Draconids have lost. The Hearthome Haunts have won. We now know they are going through to the preliminary trial. But before that, let's send it over to the Kalos League for the Greninja Gambit. This will be absolute chaos as 8 Greninjas are going head to head. Let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win. Pick it by a colour because this will be over fast. These do not last very long. These Greninjas are going to go absolutely crazy for each other. We even have what looks like a shiny Greninja in there. We'll see how long the original Greninja can actually last. There's even a Boomerang. I was going to say Boomerang. Been commentating Elite Challenge League matches too often, but that Boomerang going around hitting everyone as Rayquaza's flying around this field trying to get an elimination. And it's been over 30 seconds and we still don't have an elimination. I'm not used to that in these absolute crazy melees. But there we go, we have an elimination and it's the pink Greninja that's taken down first. And what looks like the shiny Greninja has also been taken out. Original Greninja is still in the matchup though. This is crazy. If you can keep track of this, I'm very impressed. Pale Greninja's been taken down. And we're over a minute into this. We only have 4 competitors remaining. As Meowth is on the field now. Purple Greninja's taken down. We're down to our last 3. Down to our last 3, and original Greninja's still in here. Can he hold on? And that is it. Greninja is taken down, and it is not the original Greninja who wins. Now this is just an exhibition game. As the Malie Draconids and the Hearthome Haunts are going head to head, but we know the Hearthome Haunts are going through to the preliminary trial next week. They will face the loser of the Cinnabar Flare and the Olivine Ore. The Dragonite and Drod are going to go start out now for the Malie Draconids. Hearthome Haunts are going to go with Dragapult and Poltegeist. Now we also know that the Malie Draconids are Elite Four member number 2. So it is the 4 True Flyers are number 1, Malie Draconids, Elite Four member number 2, but Dragapult starting off with a self-destruct. It does not care, it just wants to go straight to the preliminary trial. Doesn't affect Poltergeist, however, but it's a huge hit onto Dragonite and Druddigon. So this may be a quick match, as we get a Boom Burst coming from Dragonite, which isn't going to affect Poltergeist, but it's going to hit Druddigon. And Druddigon is just hanging on by the thinnest of threads. Freeze Dry though, coming from Poltergeist. And it goes straight for Dragonite, and Dragonite is already eliminated with that super effective move. So in the first turn, 2 pseudo-legendaries of this battle are taken down. Druddigon, if it can take down Poltergeist, I'll be really impressed. It goes with the Glaciate. And it can't do it, but still, this match is just an exhibition. Malie Draconids want to go out being able to hold their heads somewhat high, as Gourgeist comes out onto the field in its super form, and Flapple, another grass type, coming onto the field, except on the side of the Malie Draconids. Now, the Hearthome Haunts have not given up a battle in the championship trials yet, so this could be the first one they give up. And they don't want to do it in an exhibition game either, although they do not have as much riding on it. That corrosive gas from Flapple is going to burn away everyone's Lucky Berry. Stone Edge coming from Gourgeist. And it goes for Flapple instead of finishing off Druddigon. And Druddigon goes to the Uproar, but that doesn't affect Poltergeist, which will open the door for Poltergeist to finish off Druddigon if it wishes, and it goes with a Noble Roar instead, so Druddigon hangs on for another turn. Does have its attack lowered in the meantime, as well as its special attack. Now Druddigon does have that amazing 120 attack stat. Flapple with the speed advantage on the field. Goes with a strength, which again won't affect the ghost types. And this is what has helped the Hearthome Haunts against the 4 True Flyers and the Malie Draconids. As Gourgeist goes for the Water Spout, this is going to take out Druddigon and take Flapple down into the yellow. So even after starting off with a self-destruct, the Hearthome Haunts have already taken the lead in this matchup. Poltergeist being able to focus in on Flapple goes with the last resort, so that's going to fail. Coming out again is Gurudra, who will surely want to redeem itself. After that Brave Bird in the last matchup, it was doing so well at taking down Gengar, but unfortunately eliminated itself and gave the Hearthome Haunts the easy victory. Sludge Bomb coming from Gurudra. And goes for Gourgeist. Decent hit on the Ghost Grass type Pokemon. Flapple looking to follow up. It's going to go with the Parting Shot. Focusing in on Gourgeist, lowers its attack and special attack with that, and heads back to the bench. Coming out in its place now is a normal type dragon, and it's Drampa. Drampa, as mentioned in that previous matchup, is immune to ghost type attacks. Gourgeist goes with the Pollen Puff. Targeting Gudra though. Doesn't do a great deal of damage, however. Now Poltergeist is going to go with a Draco Meteor. This will do a lot more damage as that bell tolls and it comes down for Drampa. And it is a one-hit wonder. Drampa is eliminated. Now Poltergeist does lower its special attack, but regardless, Drampa is taken out of here. Flapple with that Parting Shot did not do any favours for its own teammate as it comes back out onto the field. The Hearthome Haunts continuing to show domination throughout these championship trials. Gudra now going with the Magma Storm, but Poltergeist avoids that attack. Flapple hoping to have more luck. Goes to the Hammer Arm, which doesn't affect Gourgeist, so its luck is no better. Gourgeist now going to lay the smack down. Does it to get Gudra, but it's not very effective. Apologies. It's not that it's not very effective, but it doesn't do a great deal of damage. Hopefully this Gyro Ball can do more. And goes for Flapple there. Hearthome Haunts though, this domination that they're showing. They now know they've made it into the top 3 sides of this season's Elite Challenge League. Gudra boosts its defense there with the Harden. And Flapple's going to go with the Volt Switch. So again, Flapple's going to go back to the bench, but first it's going to hit Poltergeist on its way out. Last Pokemon now coming out for the Malie Draconids. And it's Haxorus. Haxorus is probably very unhappy after the previous matchup. Now we get a Topsy-Turvy coming from Gourgeist. Going to switch the attack and defense of Goodra. I apologize, it reverses all of its stat changes. I keep getting that move very confused. As we get a Reflect now coming from Poltergeist. Sort of make the Hearthome Haunts stronger against physical type attacks with that Reflect. There's 5 Pokemon remaining for the Hearthome Haunts and only 3 left for the Malie Draconids. And again, this is the last matchup for the Malie Draconids this season. Their season has ended here today. The Hearthome Haunts, their season will continue. Goodra goes for the Heal Bell, and even though the Bell Chimes, it does fail. Gourgeist goes with the Payback. And targets Haxorus with that attack. Decent hit on the Dragon type there. Poltergeist is going to look to follow up. It goes with the Psych Up. Poltergeist boosts in. Copies, Goodra's stat changes. Now Haxorus going with the Cross Chop. It doesn't affect Poltergeist, however. It's very sad showing for the Malie Draconids. Unfortunately, it looks like it's continuing in this matchup at the moment. But Goodra going with the Fury Cutter. Targeting Poltergeist, but it's not very effective. Poltergeist with that weak arm is going to have its defense lowered. Its speed's going to get a boost, though. Now Poltergeist, capitalizing on its speed boost, going before Gourgeist, goes with the Bug Bite. Also targeting Haxorus, almost taking it down into the yellow, but in the process, Poltergeist steals Haxorus' Leopard Berry and proceeds to eat it right in front of it too. Gourgeist now goes with the Acupressure. Focuses in on its teammate, boosting Poltergeist's special defense with that. Now Poltergeist has a special defense of 114, so it's a good added boost to an already impressive stat. Now Poltergeist, quickest Pokemon on the field thanks to its speed boost. However, it misses Haxorus there. Haxorus can capitalize now. Goes with the Hammer Arm, but that doesn't affect Gourgeist. They continue to go with moves that don't affect the Ghost types. Rock Blast now coming from Goodra. Goes for Gourgeist. Multi-hit move. It's got 2. That second one taking it down in the yellow, but it only gets the 2 hits. Now Gourgeist going with the Grass Knot. This move is stronger the heavier the target. Targeting Haxorus here. Taking it down into the yellow with that not very effective move. Now Poltergeist going with the Dig. It's going to burrow its way under the ground. Poltergeist is able to avoid that attack thanks to being underground. And now Goodra goes with the Volt Tackle. And this is going to target Gourgeist here, but it's not very effective on the Ghost type. Goodra gets a little bit of recoil damage as Gourgeist sets up for its attack. And it's going to go with the Sludge. Targeting Haxorus with that move. A very good hit, taking Haxorus down into the red. Gets that critical hit. As the Reflect does wear off for the Hearthome Haunts, we know that Dig's going to come. It can take down Haxorus if it's the target. And that it does. Haxorus has been eliminated. That domination from the Hearthome Haunts, they are riding this momentum into the preliminary trial. Healing Wish now coming from Goodra, so Goodra's sacrificing itself for the second matchup in a row. So Goodra is eliminated. And we know Flapple will be coming back out onto the field. Gourgeist has no one to target. But this domination by the Hearthome Haunts is insanity. Will they be able to continue it next week, though, against either the Cinnabar Flare or the Olivine Ore? As I said, whoever loses that matchup will face the Hearthome Haunts next week. Now that sacrifice by Goodra does restore Flapples back to 100% strength. But it has to try and take down 5 Pokemon now. That is unbelievable. And Poltergeist going with the Powder Snow. This will be super effective. and it makes it a one-hit wonder, so it doesn't even matter. It's a critical hit, a super effective hit. Flapple is eliminated. The Hearthome Haunts win 3-0. Huge domination. The Hearthome Haunts are yet to give up a match in the championship trials. We'll see if they can continue that momentum next week, but they must be happy here today, as you can see them in their training ground. Very impressed with their performance. They dominated today. They dominated last week. We'll see if they can continue that next week. Again, it'll be against either the Olivine or the Cinnabar Flare. Whoever loses that matchup will be facing the Hearthome Haunts. But until that time, Nidorinas and Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field. And if you've made this far, thank you. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. And if you do, please leave a like, share, subscribe. It always helps out the channel. But more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I will speak to you guys next time.